Hello everyone, today I'm going to be starting a new series, which is a unique idea that I had, which is, it's kind of like a time-lapse, but I'm going to be documenting my experience building medium scale. I'm going to do this one continent at a time, so I start with Europe. I'll put the ref on the screen now. So I'm just going to be building the entire ref and just documenting what it was like. I'm going to start in France, and then in this episode I'm going to end in Iceland. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, so let's get into the video. So I started with France. I had quite a bit of fun building France because I haven't done geomapping in a while, so it was fun to actually start doing something. And France was pretty easy since this is a smaller scale. Next was Benelux, was also very easy since all the countries are very small. I did mess up Luxembourg, as you can see there, but I did fix that eventually. Well, not in this clip, in the next one. Okay, so I fixed Luxembourg for you. I was learning the replay mod when I was doing this, so that's why that thing wasn't that good. Anyway, so I began building Germany, and it was just like France, but it wasn't really hard. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for Germany. Okay, so now to finish Western Europe, I did Switzerland and Austria. On Switzerland, I had quite a hard time with the cross. I don't know why. It's finished now, and then Austria was the last, I guess, Western European country. I don't know what you consider Western Europe, but this is Austria being done, and now Western Europe is done. So I began the UK, and the UK is the hardest country I've done yet. It has a weird coastline, and also there's no borders next to it, so there's nothing to go off of. So I built the UK, and it's the first non-tricolor flag, so it's hard compared to the rest, because the rest are so simple. But yeah. Anyways, after I finished the UK, I began Ireland, and then did this thing with the replay mod. I know, I'm so cool. So I built Ireland, and since I'm so good, I accidentally cropped off a little bit of the south part, but whatever, we don't talk about that. So I began Iberia after the British Isles. Spain is probably the second hardest country I've done so far, since the flag is not a tricolor and it has an emblem on it. And the emblem is probably harder than the UK flag. On bigger scales, it's definitely harder than the UK flag. So anyways, I did the emblem. Also, if you're wondering, those islands that Spain and Portugal have, I did build them. I just put them off camera. So, yeah. Anyway, Spain's almost done, and then I messed up the replay mod here, so that's why I'm zooming in very slowly to Portugal. I don't know if this looks cool or not. I think this looks weird. I don't know. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for Iberia, so let's watch the time lapse. Next is Italy. Italy, has a lot of coastline, so it does take longer to build, but also has a lot of islands. So yeah, that's pretty much all for Italy. Next, we start Eastern or Central Europe of Poland. In my opinion, this is probably the funnest region to build. So yeah, pretty easy country to build, just two colors on the flag. Next we have the Czech Republic and Slovakia. The Czech Republic is very easy since we already had most of the border done. So yeah. And then I start Slovakia, which was probably harder since we had more of the border to do, and also the flag is more complicated. Next was Hungary. It was really easy since it's just a 3-color flag, so it's really small. Okay, we start the Balkans now. Slovenia was very easy, then we began Croatia, which was less easy. Because around the city of Zadar, there's a very complicated coastline. Anyway, I did that, and now we're doing the flag, which is also pretty complicated. And then we began Bosnia, which was easy, and then the square stars because it's very small. Then Montenegro, one of the smaller countries we did. And then Serbia had another complicated flag with the crown and the eagle. Then we do Kosovo, and then finally Albania and North Montenegro. Next, we started probably the hardest country in the Balkans because of the islands in Greece. This country is pretty tedious. I mean, the coastline is pretty hard, and the flag was also tedious since it wasn't really big enough for me to justify using the fill command a lot. So yeah, and now we're just building the islands, and then Greece is done. After that, we got one of the easiest countries on the entire map, Bulgaria. And then Romania was just kind of like a bigger Bulgaria, slightly harder. But it wasn't too bad, just bigger. And then I also did Moldova, which was just a smaller version of Romania with an eagle on the flag. Next country I built was Ukraine. This is the biggest country I built so far. It was pretty easy, even though it was big. It's just a basic bi-color. Next was Belarus. Now Belarus, the border is easy, but the hard part was the flag. And it wasn't even that hard. And most of Europe is just very easy in this. Next was Kaliningrad, which was very easy. And then the Baltics were also very easy. They were just 3 color flags, so nothing really hard. And then I did Latvia, which I used mangrove for Latvia, and then I did Estonia, but there's nothing really to say about Estonia. Next, I started the Nordics with Denmark, and I guess this is the last main continental part of Europe done. Next, I built Sweden, which is probably the biggest country I built so far, even though Ukraine's bigger, just because map projections are weird. Now, Sweden had a decently complicated coastline and a lot of lakes, so that kind of made Sweden the hardest country I've made so far. Finland was kind of like Sweden with the lakes and a little bit of a hard coastline, but the coastline was less hard, and it was just a more regular border. So yeah, other than the lakes, this was pretty easy. Next is the country that most people fear when they start doing Europe, Norway. Norway has a lot of fjords, so that makes the coastline very complicated. And also, I did use the replay mod here, so that's why it's gonna look a little bit weird. But it still kind of works, so I did leave it in. And also because I'm lazy and didn't want to fix the replay mod stuff. So yeah, just watch the time lapse and see my embarrassing attempt at the replay mod. Next was Svalbard. Now usually on bigger scales, this is like where most people lose motivation. But on medium scales, since it's so small, it wasn't too bad. It still wasn't fun to build though. After Svalbard, I did the Faroe Islands, which were owned by Denmark. After I did the Faroe Islands, I did our last country, Iceland. After I finish Iceland, Europe is going to be done, besides Russia, but that's going to be in Asia. Cool. These islands in the Arctic Sea are usually annoying to build, but Iceland was pretty fun, just because it's its own country and not owned by some other country. So yeah, I did Iceland, and then after I finished Iceland, Europe was done. So this is what the finished Europe looks like. I've had a lot of fun making this video, and I can't wait to do Asia. I hope you like the new video style. I'm going to try to make more high quality videos from now on. I know this isn't the most high quality video of geomapping ever, but I hope to keep improving. I just want to get this out fast because I know I haven't uploaded in 2 months, and I want to make sure people don't think I'm dead or anything. So thank you for supporting me through my entire channel, or if you just are new, thank you for watching. I hope this new era of my channel will be better than my last era, even though my last era wasn't bad. And I hope I can bring geomapping into a better state, and maybe into a state that's comparable to 2024 when the community was on top, early 2024. So yeah, hopefully we can revive geomapping together. And that's all I have to say. Goodbye.